Ash curls slow from your
Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me. Please send me a message if you can't hear me. But it's my birthday, and I'm going to spend my birthday doing something that I love.
But you're halfway out the door.
Let me adjust this. So I'm going to wait for a few people to come on. I'm not sure how good the reception is on here, but just going to wait for a few people to come on. I don't know if I need to move this closer. Let me see. I'm trying to move it a little closer without like doing this too bad. Yeah, this is a little closer. Let's go this way. Yeah, that seems like a pretty good spot right there.
He's seen this play 1,000 nights, same look, same fade away.
I'm not sure if you can hear me, if the music's too loud. Send me a message. Today's my birthday, and I'm going to spend it painting on this snowy day. Hope everybody's safe and inside and warm. So I'm going to wait for a few people to come on. Send me a note. I see someone's on the KJL podcast channel station. I'm streaming live on Facebook, also on LinkedIn, and YouTube. So send me a message if you cannot hear me or if the music's too loud. I'm going to get started painting on this in a little bit. Let me see. Happy birthday, Creative. Thank you so much. Listen, Creative Atmosphere, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Just give me a yes or no. Let me put it here.
But here now in this blue cocoon, let me pretend you'll stay till noon. There's songs for the love that stays unsaid.
Yes, I just put a note in there wondering if you can hear me or not.
Just your shadow beside me, thin and true.
Okay, good. Is the music too loud? Yes or no? Can you hear me over the music? Because I hear it here, but I think they're just a little bit too loud. I can turn it down a little bit. I think I just closed it. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. I'm looking over here because I got two screens. This is the one recording that you're seeing is coming from this camera, but there's a bigger screen over here that I could see. So let me, I may adjust it and turn the view down just a little bit. Okay, I see the message just came in here. Is it muted? Let me see.
The jukebox hums a tune we both know, but you're halfway out the door.
It's competing with your voice, but it sounds good. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna turn it down just a tad bit.
This song's for the love that
I have a few
stays
different songs I'm gonna play on here. This just happens to be one of those that has some
just your coat on a
uh,
chair still
vocals to it. So I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit.
the sax cries what my heart can afford.
There we go. I'm thinking about right here should be okay. Just
You
enough that you can
said
kind of slightly hear it.
something like
And
it
what
means
I'm gonna
to
do
live
also is I'm
alone,
gonna hide this banner
but your
here.
fingers
And
won't read mine.
before I get started, I want everybody to know this is my
The
um,
bartender
my website. It's
nods,
KJL Art
sees us
Sanctuary,
play
and
1,000
my
nights
Facebook
they
page
make
is KJL Art
same
Sanctuary Gallery and Studio. And
fade.
then
This
my Facebook
song's for the
profile is
love
Kenneth
that
J.
stays
Lewis Sr.
unsaved.
On LinkedIn, it's Kenneth J. Lewis Sr. as
Just
well.
your glove left
On
behind,
TikTok, it's
soft
at
and
KJL
warm.
Artist.
The night
And
keeps the
my email
promise
address is
you never
KJL Art Sanctuary. And also on Instagram, it's KJL Artist as well on Instagram. So let me hide that. Let's see if I can get rid of. I'm going to get rid of this too. I'm going to hide my. Well, that's good. This isn't really blocking down there with my name and the podcast channel. It's not blocking anything just as yet. This is a piece that I started at the a live painting I was doing at Quaker Ridge Mall. Last night I went on TikTok. I came, progressed a little further. This is from a series called Architectural Daydreams. It's distorted houses, buildings, landscapes. And so this is another creation that I have. This is 4 foot by 8 foot and it's on canvas. I stretch my own canvases for the odd size canvases that I have. I get like the 48 by 60s from Michael's or Jerry's or Hobby Lobby. But when it gets these odd sizes, I have to stretch them, and I do buy the canvas and rolls. This is acrylic paint one here, and I'm gonna move a little further along. In this particular one, I have a house in here with this is like a 1920 Lexington car that's in here right now. And I'm just working on the light tower, and all of the buildings are sorted. This is probably this is about the 40th one of these I've done. They're all different sizes. I had 10 of them that were in my exhibition at Capitol Health Hospital. And I'm going to be in the music exhibition at the Ellerslie, which is coming up in February. I'll have a piece in there. I have another exhibition coming up in March through May. I'll be posting that. I'll be at Art Expo in April of this year. And I'm not sure what I'm going to bring there when I go. But I'm going to get moving along here. Oh, one other thing I want to show you. And
Ash curls slow from your cigarette.
this is the new children's book I did. It's called Caden's Dream. It's dedicated to my grandson. It's a storybook. It's for about 5 to 10-year-olds. It's an awesome book. The storyline is great. It's about looking at yourself and you bringing the joy and wonder in the world. It's a great book, a great story. And it's dedicated to my grandson, Caden. Caden's actually 14 years old now. He's my height. But this is the book right here. So if you're interested in purchasing it, what I am going to do is before I get off, or if you want to inbox me, I'll send the links to anybody if you're interested in purchasing it. It's a 48-page book. It's a hardback. It only comes in hardback. You only can get it from me. It's not on Amazon or anyplace else. I'm the only one that carries this book. And each one of the books, you get a signed print of one of the pages in the book, which is this right here. And of Caden looking in the mirror at himself and knowing that the one beauty in the world starts there. And this is a close-up of the book. And actually, I'll show you something else in here really quick. It's dedicated to Caden. And the one page in here, I have a bunch of pictures of me and Caden through the years as he was growing up. That's him right there playing football. So, and then he's a little baby. And so it's a great book. But anyway, I'm going to put this to the side. And you probably want me to get started painting. So that's what I'm going to do. So one of the first things I'm going to do, see I have this multicolor in the sky. I'm going to I add a feature to the sky that I want to. I have the paint already for that. So. And here it goes. What I'm going to do is have coming right along this color here, just a little darker. You're going to see how this thing twists and turns as I'm painting it.
No need to lie, I see a trail.
See, but this is a daydream, so the sky can be any way you want the sky to be. Probably never saw a sky looking quite like this.
Let me pretend.
And it's going to loop right down here.
There's songs for the love that stays unsaid. Just your shadow.
Yeah, I like the way this is coming right here. I think I'm going to bring this, put the curve in like this, give kind of that type of feel to it. And then when it gets right over here, I'm going to have it spiral this way just a little bit. When it spirals here, I'm actually going to have it loop around like this.
Ash curls slow from your cigarette end. I trace the rim where your lips just bend.
All right, that's all I'm going to do with this right now. I'm going to cut this in with the color that I put up underneath here. But I want that to go there. And then I want to expand it just a little bit more. So I think I didn't want to more. Just got to mix a little bit right here real quick.
Just your coat on a chair, still warm.
If anybody has any questions, feel free. Just mix it a little bit more of that color here.
You say soon like it means forever. But your fingers won't meet mine together. The bartender nods.
And I have to be careful because sometimes, you know, you're painting and you kind of like get in the way of the all right, so this same color that I'm using right here, I'm going to bring it down and into this painting as well. And I'm going to bring it down over here with this little pot that I was making here. I'm just going to find the pot a little bit. The colors change a lot on these paintings. I've done quite a few of them, and the very beginning stages, I'm basically blocking in color. There's no rhyme or reason to the colors. I'm always coming back over top of them, letting some of the first color peek through. And these plants, all that stuff changes a lot too. All right, so have a little bit more of that color. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do the same thing right here. I'm going to bring this. I'm going to do this right here. This is a daydream, so this whole place is supposed to be like something you'd see in a dream. Obviously, you probably wouldn't see all of this stuff going on in the sky. Maybe in outer space somewhere, but that's not normally. So who would have sky like that other than this type of painting? All right. So now I'm moving to the next phase. I'm going to sit with this color, but I'm going to add some white. Lighten it up a little bit. Stick with it for a while. Lighten it up. I'm going to hit this. I lightened it up a little bit. I'm going to go over this little circle I had already created here with the gray. And you never really see like two moons in the sky, but on this particular picture, well. And to maintain a level of harmony, I'm going to add some yellow there. Bring off some brush a little bit. And then I'm going to take that first blue that I had, a little bit of it, and I'm going to mix it in with some yellow. Give me a nice green. And I already started part of this landscape down. I already got 2 layers here, so now I'm coming just with a little bit more, and then I'm going to do some final stuff on these right here. So none of this is supposed to be like, this is all made up landscapes, made up. Everything is made up here. Nothing is supposed to be that much real, not too realistic. All right, so I got some of that down there. I'll come back to that later. But while I'm at it, it's green as well. We'll grab enough breath. Grab some more of it, because I know I'm going to do something with it here.
You say soon, like it means forever.
And again, I'm going to come back to this stuff over
But
here.
Your fingers won't meet mine together. The bartender
Just little dabs of it, nothing too.
Seen this play 1,000 nights, same look, same fade away. This song's for the love that stays unsaved.
Pretty much that's what I'm going to do with this right here. And there was a little bit I have left. I'm going to dip a little bit of it into the inside of here. And I'll come back to that later.
The night keeps the promise you never swore.
Okay. So let me see if I have any questions. Somebody has something here marked. Let me see. It's competing with your voice for the sound. Happy birthday, Kenneth. Okay. Hey, thank you so much. How are you? Thank you. And also, Creative Atmosphere, wish me a happy birthday as well. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. How have you been? So now I'm going to go to this next phase, and I'm going to work on this part of the boat next.
leaving
So I'm
at
going to grab a different brush,
dawn through the window
rinse it out, and then get my
pane.
color together for
But
that.
here now in this blue cocoon,
Okay,
let
time to
me
bring.
pretend you'll stay till
I just got to
noon.
get a little
This song's
Marciano
for
here,
the love
real
that
quick,
stays
to
unsaved.
add to this new stuff. And
Just your
you know
shadow
what? I'm going to do it
beside
with my marker.
me, thin and
I'm doing it
true.
with I'm going to use one of my alcohol markers for this.
And the way you say goodnight, like it
It's
was
not coming.
goodbye, but I'll let it pass through. I let it pass
And again, I'm not trying to do a straight line. There's a little bit more work on my boat.
Ash curls slow from your cigarette end. I trace the rim where your lips just bend. The jukebox hums a tune we both know, but you're halfway out the door. In your eyes, I know this song's for the love that stays unsaid. Just your coat on a chair, still warm. The sax cries what my heart can't afford.
Do. I hope you like the music.
You
I
say
created all of these
soon like it
tracks
means forever, but your fingers won't
using
leave
tuning.
mine together. The bartender nods, he's seen
Let's cut
this
this one about right here.
play 1,000 nights, same look, same fade away. This
Trying
song's
not to
for the
block the
love
video.
that stays
I gotta stay mindful of that,
unsaved.
because you can easily do that.
Just your glove left behind, soft and warm. The night keeps the promise you never swore.
There we go. Looking good. All right. Take a little
No
bit into
need
the
to
ceiling.
lie, I see a trail, leaving at dawn through the window pane. But here now in this blue cocoon, let me
Sailing away. I'm gonna check messages in a second. I just want to get some work done before I get on here and chat with you all a bit. And then my next step, I have this sealed container, and it has a lid that goes on it, and it keeps these paints moist. It's airtight. I got them from Ollie's. but I'm sure you can get them like at any container store. I'm gonna check messages in a second right now, and then each one of those cups come out as well. So I mixed these yesterday. They're still nice. I had them airtight for today. So let me check the messages again. Oh, that's all. Yeah, everything is well. Today, could you believe it? I'm 65. I can't believe it, 65. And I still do everything I've been doing. Running, basketball, hanging with my grandson. I have a big canvas I haven't used yet. Not as large as the one you have, but I have been nervous to paint on it and mess up. You can't mess up. You can't mess up. I'm telling you right now. That's the thing that's going to mess you up, thinking you're going to mess up. Listen, this acrylic paint, I'm going over things, back over things. I keep moving, and then eventually I get to where I want to. So I'm very, very loose all the time. There is no perfect thing. Listen, I'm going to pan the camera around real quick. I'm in the front section of my studio. I literally have probably, I don't know, 20 paintings on the wall that I'm working on that I may change. So I'm going to pan around real quick, and then I'll show you guys. You see all of these paintings, those are the first layer of the oil paint on there. So I'm going to paint all of those. All of those are just in the beginning stages from Josephine Baker all the way around here, as you can see. And with this one here. And I just finished these ones over here, which those peplum jackets, which I'm going to do one more layer over. Right there. This is the front section of my studio, by the way. This is where we have like paint parties and things like that in this section of the studio. I got to get back to make sure I got it right back in a good spot. The camera. All right, let me get it right again. I think that's turn it just a little bit this way. There we go. But yeah, so I'll go over. Thank you. I go over these paintings all the time. I start on it. I change things all the time. So now this is another change on this one. I had that one color there, the orange over top, but I knew I'd eventually come with this right here. This house that looks like a boat is awesome.
No need to lie,
You get stuck when you like worry too much. That's the whole point I guess I'm trying to make. Don't get stuck worrying. Just keep working.
But here now in this blue cocoon,
and it'll all come together, trust me.
You'll stay till noon.
And I'm going to come back to these windows, but going a little bit more with these windows.
Just her shadow beside me, thin and true.
The car, I'm going to work on that a little bit more. Okay, so we have this here. All right, so let me see. Let's get a little bit of white with the same color I just been using. I'm gonna mix a little some white down here, and then grab little bits of that, and Let's rinse the brush off just a little bit. And I would some of that color, but not a lot of it. And you know, like this is sale, so you're gonna have.
cigarette
I may have to put some more white in this.
I trace the rim
I have a couple of
where
different
your
whites
lips just
that put a little
bend.
stronger in there.
The jukebox hums a tune we both know, but you're halfway out the door and your eyes
Because these are sales
know.
usually have the
This song's for the love that stays unsaid.
white.
Just your coat on a chair, still warm. The sax cries what my heart can
You
afford.
usually have like the little ropes coming down there. And it's real subtle. I'm trying to make it too.
Like it means forever, but your fingers won't meet mine together.
Real subtle.
The bartender nods, he's seen this play 1,000 nights, same look, same fade away. This song's for the love that stays unsaid.
There we go.
Just your glove
Now we
left
take some of the white.
behind, soft and warm.
Now I'm gonna put it in there.
The
I'm
night
gonna leave
keeps
that
the
be for now.
promise you never swore.
But what I will do is go right inside this little section right here, windows, and clean my brush off with that paint right there. All right, next step. See where I'm gonna, and I'm moving all around. You notice I'm not gonna stay in like any one particular spot. I'm gonna continue to move around. Let me put some more messages up here. Oh, thank you. Yes, don't be afraid. Do not be afraid of that big canvas. I'm telling you, just get up there and do it. And worst case scenario, you paint over top of it. That's it. Where are you located, Creative Atmosphere? What area are you from? Let me get to my next step while you're going there. You get the next color ready.
Let me
I'll flip back over.
pretend you'll stay till noon. There's songs for the love
One other thing is, don't buy a lot of big paper towels. Go to the dollar store and get like a 4-pack of these toilet tissue. So that's like 25 cents a roll. Or, well, I forget, it's like $1.50 now in the store. But it's still only like, you know, what's that, like 35 or 40 cents a roll? And so, and you can throw this away like really quickly. I use a whole bunch of them. And I have this little stand here where I have like 3 or 4 of them on here. So, you know, it's a lot cheaper than going out and getting rolled paper towel. Especially when I'm doing the oil paint, because like, I may want to clean the brush off real quick and throw that away. So it definitely is so much nicer. We can go to the border here. Now I'm going to move all the way over to working on this. Look how far I went from where I was to where I'm coming over here to work on this roof a little bit. You'll see me just keep moving from area to area. And I'm using a big brush too, because I'm not trying to like tinker with like ting, get all too technical about it. I may slow down with putting the paint on at certain spots. I may go faster, slower, but For the most part, I'm moving pretty
This
quickly all
song's
the
for
time.
the love that
The
stays
other thing that gets to me, like
unsaved.
like I'm self-taught artist, so
Just
I
your
didn't go to
coat
art
on a
school or anything like
chair,
that. So
still
I don't have obviously
warm.
an instructor in my head like telling me that I'm doing
The
something
sax
wrong. Like I
cracked
don't know
what
what
my heart
wrong
can't
is.
afford.
So that gives me a level of freedom because I don't know what wrong is. I just paint what I like. I don't know the names of half the brushes that I use or what
You
type of
say
brush it is. I just know what it
soon
feels
like
like
it
and what it does.
means forever,
So, and that's really all that
but
matters to
your
me.
fingers won't meet
I know what the brush
mine
does.
together.
So,
The
put a little bit of
bartender
that color down here too.
nods, he's seen this play 1,000 nights, same look, same fade away. This song's for the love that stays unsaved.
That's what I'm putting
Just your
like that.
glove left behind, soft
Off
and
there.
warm.
All right, let me see if I want to use this anywhere else. No,
The night keeps the
here we go.
promise you never swore.
Every now and then I just take a step back. Oh, you're in Michigan. Okay. Is the paint expensive? Well, it depends. Like, I'll get a combination of some more expensive paint, some less expensive paint. Uh, and so it just depends. Uh, if I'm doing a commission, I definitely want to use the more expensive paints. And I prefer painting with acrylic. I'm an oil paint myself. So I either use golden. Um,
No need to lie.
I use the Lucas Studio paint. This is acrylic. It's Lucas Studio and Winsor Newton as well for oil, and I'll use some golden. I'll use some golden for my acrylic, but I also use artist law and the paints that I'm predominantly using today is Master Touch right here. This is predominantly what I'm using today and have been using on this.
Just your shadow beside
Like I
me,
said, I'll use the Winsor & Newton as well.
And the way you say
And
goodnight,
for the last few paintings I've done, I've mostly used acrylic, oil paint. All right, so I'm going to go to my next painting, which is going up to, let's get back up to that light tower here. Start working with that. Tiny bit of white, I'm going to mix with this yellow. And what I also have with these little cups that I have is these little spoons that you get at the dollar store. They're little tiny spoons for you to like mix the paint up with that. The little tiny spoons. Okay.
ash curls slow.
And getting over to the light tower then.
I trace the rim where your lips just bend. The jukebox hums a tune we both know, but you're halfway out the door. In your eyes, I know this song's for the love that stays unsaved. Just your coat on a chair, still warm.
I'm going to look at the camera in a second and see if there's any questions after I get finished putting this on.
You say soon like it means forever, but your fingers won't meet mine
Now I came up with the yellow here, but
The bartender
finishing it
nods,
off.
he's seen this play 1,000 nights, same look, same fade away. This song's for the love that stays unsaid. Just your glove left behind, soft and warm. The night keeps the promise you never swore.
And this is the lid that I'm telling you about that goes on here. So I'm going to move away from, I'm not going to use some of these colors, so I'm going to seal it up so that it won't start drying. Seal up.
No need to lie, I see a trail leaving at dawn.
Now I'm going to go back in with a little bit of white.
But here now in this
Right over this, what I was just doing. I'm taking the white.
Let me pretend you'll stay till noon.
I just put a little bit of white on the brush. Start going in.
Songs for the love that stays unsaid. Just her shadow beside me, thin and true.
And the acrylic, it dries a lot of times darker. And I want this to stay a little rough, because when I come over with the next thing I'm going to do, you'll see why. Well, all right, so we got that right there. Move to my next thing. I'm going to come right back with these are, see if I can get one that's not covered up. The alcohol markers that I'm using right here. Okay. And I'm going to check out messages in a second. So, you see, I went from working on the boat to working on this section here, to put the little green down here, to putting something on the roof, to working with this, doing the sky, down over here. And some people may say, well, why don't you just stay in one section and just get one section complete? Now, I just test this because I wanted to see how this will work on here, but I don't like it that much. But I think I'm going to like, well, that whole thing popped out. I may have messed this one up completely. Hold up, this thing. This one's stuck on here. You like pull this completely off. So that's the sign that I don't need to use that color. That's all I need. It's a sign that I don't need to use that.
But your fingers won't meet mine.
Let's see if this one will work.
The bartender nods.
This isn't going to give me what I want. So, but you see how I'm with this stuff in one particular area. Something's not working the way I want it to work. You see, I don't get stuck. I just keep moving. Now I'm going to come right to this here. I knew I was going to keep that orange in there. So once this dries, then I'll finish off these windows here. just a hint of that orange is showing through. It's hard to see it when you're looking at it from on there. It's hard to see it. So my next thing is
no need to lie, I see a trail leaving at dawn through the window.
let's give an impression of some window.
But here now in
All right, I got my marks where I want them. I'm gonna go back and just make them a little thicker. That's all. And I don't want them to be actual, like, shaped out windows. Just kind of like a little bit of an impression of the window.
songs for the love that stays unsaved.
There we go.
Just her shadow beside me, thin and true. And the way you said goodnight, like it was goodbye. But I let it pass through.
Now come here.
I let it pass through.
And I'm just gonna kind of like this little funky like kind of window I'm gonna make here. Like a little upside down T. That's what I'm doing. And then here. And again, I want this to look kind of childlike too. Because remember, this is a day drink. This isn't supposed to be so real. Get my next one marker, and I'm going to come close here.
Ash curls slow from your cigarette end. I
don't want to block the camera, so I have to be careful on the floor.
The jukebox hums a tune we both know, but you're halfway out the door. In your eyes, I know this song's for the love that stays unsaved. Just your coat
Take
on
that
the
same
chair,
color I just had. I'm going to make sure that you can still see this on the camera right here if I do it.
the sax cries what my heart can afford. You say soon, like
Yeah,
it
I'm not trying to make you
means
so accurate.
but your fingers won't meet mine together.
This will be something like a door.
Bartender nods his seamless play. 1,000
I'll come back to
nights,
that.
same look,
And
same
shake that in.
fade away.
Take a little bit.
This song's for the love that stays unsaved.
We'll come across
Just
the
your
step
glove
area.
left behind, soft and warm. The night keeps the promise you never swore.
Okay, let's get next. Gotta grab something from over here. Now I'm working. See where I went just. I didn't even think. I'm not really thinking about where I'm going next. I'm just going. If I put any thought into this, it would like bomb immediately. But I have no thought into this. I'm not even trying to see. I'm going along here. Because when you go outside, you're not going to
Let me
really see it. Even
pretend
in real life, it's not going to be all that straight.
you'll stay till
These little blocks here that I'm kind of creating here.
noon. There's songs for the love that stays unsaid.
I think I'm going to make them a little,
Just your
like
shadow
quite a few.
beside me, thin and true.
And when I know I'm coming
And the
back to
way
cut
you say
around something, then I don't
goodnight
really
like it
worry about the
was
lines too much because I know I'm cutting around
goodbye.
this
But I'll
when I
let it
come back.
pass
And I like this paint
through.
being a little here kind of thick
I'll let it
and
pass
loose, loosey
through.
goosey. Now I need a little skinny little brush. This little thing right here. A real tiny little brush here. Where this little streak gets going here. Breaks.
Ash curls slow from your cigarette end. I trace the rim where your lips just bend. The jukebox hums a tune we both know, but you're halfway out the door. In your eyes, I know this song's for the love that stays unsaid.
Give
Just
it a
your
little
coat on
bit
the
of impression of this
chair,
little
still warm.
kind of brick walkway.
The sax cries what my heart can afford.
Using that same color. And then I'll come back and do a little bit more
You
to it.
say soon, like it
A lot of
means
times with these, I'm not
forever,
doing something
but your
that's going to
fingers won't
stay
be
permanent.
mine together. The
Usually doing,
bartender nods, he's
it's going to
seen
change
this
up as I go along.
play
It's one
a
thing leads to the
thousand
next.
nights, same
And
look, same
it's as I add
fading
the colors that I'm going to add here. You see I'm
way.
making
This
these a little
song's for
bigger
the
as I get
love
closer
that
down over
stays
here.
unsaved. Just your glove left behind, soft and warm. The night keeps the promise you never swore.
Who would have ever thought you could be having a house and it'd be a kind of a boat coming out of the house and then a Lexington parked over on to the side. Who would have thought it? It's going to go all the way around here too.
No need to lie, I see a trail.
It'll make more sense when I come back with the
Leaving
other
at
colors
dawn through the window
over top of it.
pane. But here now in this blue cocoon, let me pretend you'll stay till noon. There's songs for the love that stays unsaid. Just your shadow beside me,
All right.
thin and true.
Okay. So my next step
And the way you say goodnight like it was goodbye.
is down here
But
under
I'll let it pass through.
see right down in this section here.
Pass
I'm increasing the layers of what I'm doing. So here now I'm adding this. And when you get finished, get certain areas with this. And then I'm going to come over this. And every time I put a new kind of like layer on top of a layer here, it just changes the dynamic here too. So I'm going to put 2 layers down here. Going right here. I started this thing. I was paying 10 hours straight at the mall. And it was amazing. I was dead though when I got finished. I had no idea whatsoever. I was completely done. I was up 10 hours straight. So
But you're halfway out the door in your eyes, I know.
But one thing I am going to do, creative atmosphere, you say you're going to try some of the Master's Touch. Yeah, try it. It's pretty good paint. But this is what I'm going to do.
What my heart can afford.
Let's do this. Change the music up a little bit. I just got to unstuck this thing of paint because I left the lid on the top of that. Some paint coming out. I don't know what it's going to do, but I thought leave it. If I did that. Alright. So I'm mixing the color that I just had. And well actually the gray that I had to take some of that and mix it a little bit with a little bit of black to do the next section I'm going to do here. So all I'm going to do is kind of hit spots where trying to hit not quite those spots that I just hit. And then you'll see in the end what I'm about to do. My next step is I'm going to put some like actual, put the gray, and then I'm going to put the white. And then I'm going to do my last little thing to this. Okay, so I got that black down there. So I have to take some gray. So I have all these different colors in here. They're all white. Just kind of mixing them in. And they're on top of those other colors I put on the other day. Okay? Then last, I'm really not going to take all of this, put on this. White, clean the brush a little bit. You take some white, put a couple of spots on it. You see, I put the white, couple spots. So now that I've done that, let me get to my next stage. I gotta yeah. I had to come up here, I had to grab just a little like business card and straight coming down. and just grab that across there like that. That's what that business card. Just grab it a little bit, scrape it. So I scrape it across, and then scrape a little down, couple spots. So I'm gonna leave that like that, let that dry, and then I'll do one little more layer over top of that. Now I'm gonna come in up here where I have the brick on the side. And this is the only time I'm staying on the one area, but it's because I needed to do this in steps. The way that I'm doing it. Okay. Let's get to the stage. These all have a lot in it. I'm going to show you something else I do with my brushes, but so now I'm going to take this. Remember, this is a daydream. This isn't supposed to be so perfect. Just don't go for it. It's supposed to be loose like this. These little bricks right here ain't supposed to be all perfect. You try to make them perfect, you're going to perfectly mess it up. So that's the thing. Okay. All right, so I got my little bricks coming there. And then when this dries up, this is going to be multicolored. Where I cut all this in, that's going to end up being multicolored. I can tell you that because I know that that's what I'm going to do with that section right there. Yeah, put this over here. And this brush is like very, very, it's very soft and very loose, this brush right here. Right here, I'm just going to take this window down here. And then I'm going to come back over top of this again, believe it or not. The green you see here is not going to stay. And really quickly, I went across there, and real quick, I'm going to go up here like this. Just real quick. All of because the green and the roof color is not staying. That I already know. There's some things that I'm moving in a direction, and the face was just the face. And I want to change the color of this just a little bit. Just a tad bit, not a lot. I'll come back to these later. I got that started. So every once in a while, you step back, you kind of take a look at what you're doing. So I'm going to step back for a second, take a look, and move to my next step. So we do that green one instead. Make sure I'm not blocking the camera. And this is going to be the first layer of this. I'm going to put 2 coats of this color on here. This is my first coat. So I'm not really worried about good coverage on it. Like I said, get the first coat. It's almost like painting a wall in your house. Put 2 coats of paint on there to make it solid. Okay. See how that changed the whole dynamic of that right there? Then here comes the next step. Right. Into this texture of white. I kind of got to bang it. Look like a cheap one. I'm just fixing up my next color for what's doing. Gotta get this. Got my water sprayer. It's now moving up here. Thought that sky was going to stay gray. I mean, blue, huh? Still mixing some of that black and white that I put in here, make it feel gray off the brush. and it's going to be my first layer from the gray put together. That's why I'm putting it on, like kind of just smaller gray. Probably say like when do I think I'm gonna be finished, or when do I know that I'm finished with it as I'm painting? Like when do you say, oh man, I'm finished? It's not even a thought of me thinking like, okay, I'm finished. It's just I'll know it when I get there. I know when I don't want to make any more changes. Basically, that's what I'm thinking. There's areas on here though that I'm completely satisfied with, that I don't want to change certain things on here. Certain things I'm already am, just okay with it being where it is. I'll paint those lines back in. And you see why I didn't put any like really big effort into doing this blue over here, trying to make it perfect, because I knew I was going to come back and cut around this and shape it the way I want. That's why I said sometimes I'm doing something and it may look like I'm being completely sloppy, but there's a reason why I'm doing it a certain way. I'll come with smaller brush to cut the inside of the part. a little bit more of this white. Let me see if I have any more questions. Hold, it looks like I have another message up here. Let me see. You said Eddie Green made it pop out. Nice. Yes, I like it. I like that part. Yeah. And once I put the final details on that part, it's going to look really good. So now my thing is to just kind of pull around with all of this gray here and start doing some of the cutting in these areas that I want to do. And I already know that I'm going to make one change when I get around to this section here. I already know that. I'm even going to get to the point with this container that I'm getting this last little bit of white out. I'm going to cut it open and use some of that paint. I mean, use the cut it open and scrape every last bit out of that container. I'm at the banging stage now. Soon I'm going to be to the cut it open. A lot of times artists and people, they throw away that stuff, and I use every bit. When I get finished with a container or a tube, there's nothing in there. I'll cut the tube open and use every bit of paint that's inside the tube. I mean, every single bit of it. I'm going to go over this thing right here because I was trying to decide where I wanted to put that. So I put two of them up there. Chose that spot. I'm going to come over this gray one more time. And I'm committing to the gray sky. That's not going to change. I'm going to commit to that. Maybe kind of like shades of gray. I'm going to use a bigger brush when I come back over the next time with the gray. So there's certain things I can tell you because there's certain things I made decisions on that are going to be rock solid. So I know it's rock solid that this is going to stay gray. And you can see a little bit of the teal and the blue that I have Like I said, on the camera, it may not give it to you as good as if you were standing right here in front of it. You'll probably get to see me when I talk about cutting the container open in a second, if this doesn't stretch as far as I want before I finish this section of gray here. It's going pretty far though. A little bit that I had in the container. That's a little dark right there. I didn't mean to do that. I'm looking for white. Spread it out just a little bit more. Dang it. Wow. This gray is like really making it stand out a lot. All right. Now I'm going to cut this thing open. You can see what I'm talking about. So